Good afternoon, Tigers. Welcome back to Tiger TV.
Today is Friday, March 1st.
I'm Andy Wong.
I'm Cadence Goblish. So, Andy, what's in the news?
For our top story, with the state presidential primary approaching on Tuesday, March 5th, NDV's National Honor Society is sponsoring a mock election today. Members are encouraging students to practice their civic duty and vote.
On the first 2 days, we arrived in the morning at the Taste Buds Kitchen in Palo Alto and were split up into groups to make the recipes for each day. On the first day, we made vegetarian dumplings, sushi rolls, and a dipping sauce. For dessert, we made Pocky Sticks and decorated them with frosting, sprinkles, and candy. On the second day, we made an Italian kale salad and ravioli and baked fruit tarts for dessert. Everything we made was from scratch and was a fun way to learn about different cooking techniques and new recipes. For the third day, we took the vans to the Table of Plenty in Half Moon Bay, where we would be volunteering as waitstaff serving guests at the weekly community dinner. We kicked off the day by helping clean tables and organize different things to prepare for the night. The meal began at 6 o'clock, and we all worked hard waiting tables, serving dinner, and getting drinks for the guests.
Hi there, my name is Carrie Conlon. I am the program director here at Table of Plenty in Half Moon Bay. Every Thursday we do a free community meal. We open the doors at 6 o'clock. Everyone is welcome. We do a restaurant style sit down meal that starts with a salad, then an entree and dessert. Again, it's completely free. We welcome anyone. But we have a tremendous volunteer effort that makes this weekly meal happen. So every week we have about 30 different volunteers that contribute to making this meal fluid and run smoothly. We really appreciate our volunteers. We definitely love our younger volunteers. So if you are in high school and you're looking for volunteer hours, please contact me. We'd love to have you. And having the 16 students today, they helped me with tasks that would take me alone hours. So I'm very grateful that they came in today and to help out.
On the final day of our intercession journey, we made the trip to the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Half Moon Bay. During our visit, we were given a tour of the Ritz-Carlton's impressive 2-level kitchen and were given a short table etiquette class. We were also given the opportunity to ask questions with a panel of 3 female leaders from the Ritz-Carlton management team, which gave students insight into the culinary and hotel industries, as well as provided tips for succeeding in the business world. Overall, the Culinary Adventures Intercession course was an amazing way for students to learn the basics of cooking techniques, serve others through a hands-on volunteering experience, and gain new insights into careers in both the culinary and the hospitality industries.
Wow. Sorry for that short intermission. We hope you enjoyed the feature video compiled by Tiger TV reporter Allison Wright. For more on the primary presidential election event, let's go to Tiger TV reporter Carly Borden. Carly?
So, Andy and Cadence, today's mock election helps teach students about voting in general and gives them insight into who and what's on the ballot. I'm here with NHS board moderator Jonathan Tomczak to tell us why students should vote. So, Mr. Tomczak, why are we doing the mock election?
Well, this Tuesday, March 5th, is California's real primary election, and we wanted to give students a chance to sort of experience what that's like. For those who don't know, a primary election is where you decide of the many candidates running for office, which are the main 2 that you want to face off against each other in the general election in November.
Okay, and I'm looking at the ballot, specifically the Senate race. Help me understand this top 2 primary system.
Yeah, so California is one of 3 states that uses what's called a top 2 primary system, and that's only for like federal and state races except for president and some local county offices. And what that means is that rather than have each party do its own primary, the Democrats pick their candidate, Republicans, Green, Libertarian, etc. You put all the candidates on one list, and then whichever 2 candidates get the highest number of votes, they're the 2 that face off in the general election. So it's not based on party.
Okay, and like you said, the presidential primary doesn't use top two?
Yeah, no, not in California. The presidential election, a couple of county and local races still stick with party primaries and whatnot. And so on the mock ballot, you'll see that you have to choose whether to vote in the Democratic or the Republican primary. We would have included smaller parties as well, but we know this can kind of be very overwhelming for first-time voters. And so we wanted to stick to the two main parties most people have heard of, but we encourage people to explore the other parties as well and learn more about those candidates.
Yeah, and are the candidates on the mock election ballot all the candidates who are officially running?
No, not even within the Democratic and Republican primaries. Part of it is that this is, most pundits agree, it's a pretty boring election. I think most people know who the Democratic and Republican nominees are going to be. And so we wanted to provide a diverse viewpoint by showing the main candidate and the front runner and then their main opponent. And each state's going to have its selection of minor candidates who may garner a few votes, but they're people who don't really have a chance of winning. And again, just for simplicity's and education's sake, we wanted to keep the ballot focused while still inviting people to learn more about those candidates on their own time.
Mm-hmm. And what about the Senate race?
Yeah, so see, over 20 candidates have filed to run for Senate in California, and that's always the case. And a lot of them are just not going to get a ton of votes. So we focused on the 4 candidates that have been invited to all the Senate debates that have happened over the last few weeks, and the 4 that are actually polling at a number that makes people think they actually have a shot. So when you look on the ballot and you see, well, 3 of them are Democrats, and 1 of them's a Republican, it's not about party. It's just those are the ones that are polling high enough that they have an actual shot of winning on Tuesday.
Okay. And what should people get out of this mock election? What's the value of it?
Well, decisions are made by those who show up. You know, we could talk a lot about the long history of women and minorities fighting and often dying for the right to vote, and it's important to honor that legacy. But at the same time, decisions are made by those who show up. And if you want to be part of the change, you have to be part of the conversation. And we want people to understand more about voting and encourage them to participate whenever possible.
Mm-hmm. And if people wanted to vote for real, how would they do that?
Well, in California, it's actually really easy. They have a website, registertovote.ca.gov. You can sign up online to register to vote. It takes about 5 minutes. It's really super quick. And even if you're not 18 yet, if you're 16, you can pre-register to vote, which means that you take care of all of that signing up now. So when you turn 18, you just wait to get your voter registration card in the mail, and then you can start being a part of our democracy.
Awesome. Thanks, Mr. Tomczak. I'm Carly Borden reporting live for Tiger TV. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Carly and Mr. Tomczak. I'm looking forward to seeing the results of the election.
In other news, on Monday, the journalism class toured ABC7 News Studio in downtown San Francisco. As guests of ABC7 News reporter Gloria Rodriguez, students got to see a few hours in a day in the life of a broadcast journalist. They met several members of the news team and saw how stories make it to air. Students also watched the ABC7 News Midday Live at 11 a.m. with news anchors Julian Glover and Kristen Z. They were in the studio as well as in the control room. This field trip gave these student journalists a better idea on what pursuing a career in broadcast journalism would look like. During Intersession Week, winter sports wrapped up as our Tigers faced their final games of the season. First, 2 weekends ago, the cheer and pom teams traveled down to Anaheim Convention Center for the 2024 USA Spirit Nationals. After months of practices and rehearsals, both performed flawless routines on the stage. Cheer took home 3rd place, pom ended in 6th. The whole Spirit team celebrated with a trip across the street to Disneyland to commemorate the end of a great season. Next, 2 Saturdays ago, soccer wrapped up their season in the Division IV CCS quarterfinals. The team faced Willow Glen High School. They finished 0-0 in regular time and moved to play in overtime. Both teams scored, causing the game to end with penalty kicks. The Tigers lost 4-1 in penalty kicks, ending their season. Finally, last Tuesday, basketball finished their season after a tough loss in the Division IV CCS quarterfinals. The team played Sacred Heart Prep, and the final score was 50-34. Congrats on a great season to all of our Tigers who participated in winter athletics.
In other sports news, lacrosse season is finally here. Last Friday, both the JV and varsity teams played against Burlingame High School. The Tigers fought hard, and the games resulted in a 1-14 JV loss and a 5-9 varsity loss. Both teams also had a practice match against Sequoia High School on Wednesday. The score of the JV game was 10-1, and the score of the varsity game was 5-15. The lacrosse league season officially starts today, when both teams play against Aragon High School. The varsity game starts at 5, followed by the JV game at 7. We wish our NDB lacrosse players good luck. Go Tigers!
Tomorrow afternoon, Tigers will be getting ready for NDB's annual winter formal. Students have already started preparations for the dance, including making hair appointments, getting spray tans, and picking dresses. The dance will be held at the Crown Plaza in Foster City, with the doors opening at 6:30 and the dance going from 7 to 11 p.m. This year's theme is Through the Looking Glass, a take on the popular children's story Alice in Wonderland. Maybe we'll see the White Rabbit on the dance floor. We hope to see you all there tomorrow night.
So, that's the news for today.
Be sure to visit our YouTube channel at NDB Tiger TV and our sister publications website at thendbcatalyst.com.
This has been another broadcast of Tiger TV.
Until next time, have a great day, Notre Dame.